Hey, Rob here for Quadratec.com. Today we're checking out Sony's brand new high-powered WX-GS920BH CD receiver. Now this radio has a ton of great features packed into a double-DIN sized radio that's sure to look great in the dash of your Wrangler. Now the reason it's called a high-power receiver is because inside you'll find a powerful amplifier that delivers an impressive 45 watts RMS per channel with 100 watts of peak power. Now that's 2.5 times the power of most other standard car radios, and all that means you can really crank up your music for top-down driving. Now it also features a subwoofer direct connection that lets you use the output of one of the two rear channels to drive a subwoofer without the need for an external amplifier. Now if you do want to run an external amplifier, the GS920 has you covered with powerful 5-volt RCA preamp outputs for the front, rear, and subwoofer channels. Now the radio also features built-in HD radio with iTunes tagging for crystal clear sound when you're listening to the radio, and the ability to tag songs you like so you can download them later on from iTunes. Now it's also Sirius XM ready and just requires the addition of a Sirius XM tuner that you simply plug into the back of the radio during installation. Now speaking of installation, when you buy the radio with our Quadratec exclusive installation kit, you'll get absolutely everything you need for an easy, professional looking install, including the dash kit to mount the radio and our easy plug and play wiring harness. Now with this harness, there's absolutely no need to cut or splice any wiring. You'll simply use the new harness instead of the one that comes with the radio, and you'll plug one end into the factory plug in the dash and the other into the back of the radio. Now the other great benefit of using our harness is that it's all set up to retain your factory steering wheel controls as well, which makes your new radio feel like it was meant to be there right from the factory. Now we're going to go ahead and get the WX-GS920BH installed so we can show you more of the great features inside the Jeep. So now that we have the factory radio and all the dash out of the way here, we can go ahead and test fit the new Sony into the dash. Now, depending on your Wrangler, you may need to clearance this upper piece of plastic support here in the dash to allow proper fitment of the radio. Now, that's a pretty easy job to do. You can use a razor knife, you could even probably use a pair of snips, or we're going to use an air saw to just go ahead and remove that piece of plastic. Now that we got that out of the way, there is another bracket back here that's going to support the factory radio, and these 2 feet will cause some interference with the new Sony. So what we're going to do is remove these 2 bolts back here so we get this bracket out, and we can go ahead and trim those 2 tabs off as well. So we've got the radio all installed in the dash here. It really looks right at home in the dashboard of our Wrangler, and I love the amount of features that Sony's packed into this unit. For starters, we have that peak power of 100 watts per channel, which is really going to let us crank up the music. It's especially important when we're cruising around with the top down or the doors off in our Wrangler. Now they also have dual USB ports, one right on the face here, hidden by this little slide, and there's also one in the back. And with that adapter we installed, allowed us to retain the factory USB port right here in the center console. Now there's also an aux input right on the face here. Now we even have dual Bluetooth connectivity where we can pair 2 phones simultaneously with this unit for hands-free calling or music streaming. Now Sony's even integrated connectivity with their Sony Music Center app where you can control things like your EQ settings, even change presets. Sony's really thought of every way that you're going to want to connect to this device. And it's customizable too, which is really nice. You can actually change the preset colors on the screen or the buttons by simply navigating through the menu here. And you can choose from any number of colors they have already programmed, or go as far as picking your own custom color and setting that in the unit. Whether you want to match the colors in your dash or go with something completely custom, it's really up to you. Now, if you want to purchase or get more information about the Sony WX-GS920BH, simply click on that info button, head over to Quadratec.com. As always, if you have any questions for one of our Jeep experts, simply shoot us an email to info@Quadratec.com, give us a call at 800-745-2348, or live chat at Quadratec.com. I'm Rob. I'll see you out on the trail.